Let's talk about the NBA a little bit.
Yes.
Last night, so we're recording this Thursday afternoon. The Pacers play tonight. They're going to beat the Wizards. We all know they are. We all know the Pacers are going to make the playoffs because the Pacers have to make the playoffs. Because
Yes.
we know that's how the Pacers operate. Is they make the playoffs and then they lose, and that is the Pacers experience. So I'm sure they're going to beat the Wizards. But if you're wondering why we're not talking about that game, because it hasn't happened yet. But congratulations to the Indiana Pacers. You are now going to get swept.
Yes.
But that's okay.
They look great,
you
by the
made
way, against the Hornets. I mean, I think home court obviously matters. When you look at the play-in game, home court has worked out for everybody across the board. Home court is undefeated so far. But in general, the Pacers set the tone for the play-in tournament. And I think they also showed the world.
Hang that banner.
Set the tone.
Set the tone for the play-in tournament. 2021, Indiana Pacers.
I mean, Sabonis is like the star of the play-in tournament so far that I went away, and I was like, man, this guy really showed. I mean, even Kenny Smith said it after the game to him. He said, I knew you were an all-star, but now I'm seeing that you could be a superstar. And when you look at a Jokic who's going to be the MVP, Sabonis could be in that sort of same vein, be a five who's, mobile, can be out on the perimeter, can
Point
hit
center.
threes. Yeah, point center.
We got to come up with new terms. A stretched 5-point center.
KOC,
hybrid.
write that right now. Point center,
A
DeMontis
unicorn
Sabonis.
point five center.
This is who
hybrid
Porzingis was supposed to be.
with shades of.
Yes. All right. Well, that's
Anyway,
the play-in for the Pacers side, but then
That's
we got the real
Conference
game.
side, and obviously the Celtics won. Who cares?
50 points for Jason Tatum.
We got to, but it didn't count. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No
one will remember.
It's neither regular season
Throw out the stats.
nor playoff. It's just.
That's
it
why
exists
Westbrook's
in
not
the-
getting triple doubles. He's like, it doesn't count.
This doesn't
I don't
count.
care.
Doesn't matter. Do they get like a share, by the way? Like do the players? They got to get a little bit extra money. Like a play, like when you're in a playoff game, don't you get like they get extra?
Like a little
or do you have to win the
bonus?
series to get the share?
You
the playoff
probably
share?
have to win a series. But I don't know if a game constitutes as a series. Like, did the Lakers just win a series, quote unquote, over the Warriors last night?
Yeah. Like, do you get more money? Is what I'm saying by winning these games. Cause
They should. They should.
I think
Again, this podcast, pay the players.
we're pro paying the players.
As we've always said, yes.
But yeah, as you said last night, again, we're recording this Thursday, so 2 nights ago for those of you listening on Friday, the Lakers and Warriors was the play-in game. I saw it did a monster rating. That's very important. If we're going to talk NBA, we must talk ratings. It did a monster rating, Tate.
What was it? It wasn't 16 million.
They had like 6 million people watching.
Okay, so how many did how many did Gonzaga have?
Yeah,
16.
exactly. Yeah.
How many did they have before that? 14.
At almost 40% of what Gonzaga. Huge monster rating. It was awesome though.
It was a great game.
That's funny you bring up like the college basketball NBA rivalry, because as college basketball is instituting all these rules, we're discussing moving to 6 fouls, moving to 4 quarters. Do we move the 3-point line back? Do we shorten the shot clock to be more like the NBA? The NBA is like, how do we be more like college? Let's do a play-in tournament like college does.
Yes. And they're both just moving away from what everyone likes.
Two ships in the night, and you look up in like 12 years.
And all you want them to do is to stop at X. You're like, stop right there. That's what we want.
In 12 years, there's going to be 16 teams in the NCAA tournament, 68 in the NBA. They're inviting all the teams from Europe.
My cousin texted me, who would have thought a single elimination tournament would be so good?
Yeah.
like...
Congratulations, Adam Silver, for cracking that code. Single elimination basketball. People love it.
People love it.
No one had any idea until Adam Silver came along. But no, it was awesome. It was great. The Lakers game. I'm wearing my Lakers sweatshirt because that is
Lakers.
I'm a big time Lakers fan. I do love Boston now that I live in LA. I have this old Lakers sweatshirt.
I was gonna say that's the good era of the Lakers. That's the Mitch Kupchak era. The Carolina Lakers days.
I love busting it out when the Lakers are going on a playoff run and wearing it around town and just like having people talk to me, and then I just start throwing out wheeze. I just try it on to see how much they know. I'm like, we gotta get Caldwell Pope going. We just got to. And they're like, thank you.
Thank you. Please. Feed KCP. Please. I will say the one takeaway I had from that game, if you're looking at the Lakers, obviously a great performance from LeBron in the fourth quarter. He was hyperizing, getting ready for that big time shot, made that shot. I was happy he got
with
that
one
moment.
eye, dude.
Is
that the greatest shot in NBA history, would you say? That he couldn't even see, Tate. He couldn't even see. He could.
Well, Stevie Wonder.
He couldn't even see, and he hit the.
And he just naturally, in muscle memory, hit that shot. How brave! I will say, how brave.
And then he told everybody, he's like, "By the way, I
couldn't see
my eye." I couldn't see. He's stealing lines from Rocky. I saw 3 rims. I aimed for the middle one.
Yeah, Caruso is the third best player. It seems like, at least in this game last night, he was the third best player for the Lakers. That concerns me when I look at the long term of the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated by the 7-2 matchup and the fact that Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to be underdogs as as obviously the team that was way better all season.
The Lakers are second favorite to win the title, right? Like in Vegas, like
and it
the
makes
futures
sense
behind the
because,
Nets.
I mean, yeah, if LeBron's in a series, I think you have to kind of bet on him at this point. But also, the
Lakers,
Suns are a better team.
Yeah, the Lakers have arrived at the point where it's damn if you do, damn if you don't, for betting on them or believing in them, whatever. Where if you bet the house on the Lakers making the finals because you're like, listen, they have LeBron.
And they lose in 5 to the Suns. You can understand why
you're
that
like,
happened.
Oh, I'm a moron. Why did I think that?
Yeah.
And then you do the opposite. You're like, the Lakers are a 7 seed. They had to play their way into the playoffs. I'm not taking them past the first round. And then they make the finals. You're like, I'm an idiot. Why would I have done
LeBron and AD not make the finals?
Yeah, why they have 2 of the 7.5 best players in basketball. Why would they not make the finals?
Yeah.
No, that game was awesome though. It was great. I love how good Steph is, and I know that's kind of a basic bitch thing to say, but it just needs to be said because
37 points in 41 minutes.
I do love that the Warriors aren't a great team as great as they were. I do love that Klay is out. I do love because we've talked about this off air. We've talked about it on air. Steph Curry in 2016 was the greatest regular season experience maybe ever. It was unbelievable.
In my lifetime ever, yeah.
And then Kevin Durant comes along, ruins everything. It destroys
Kevin,
the regular
I did not
season.
Say this.
I said it, Kevin.
Yeah.
You ruined it. You ruined the regular season. Destroys everything.
He just wanted to play a better brand of basketball. God, just let the man want to. He just wanted to pass the ball.
No, you know what he did?
He just wanted to pass the ball.
You know what he did? He walked through. What's the man? I'm butchering my Zen phrases, but there's like the Buddhist idea of like if you love a flower, Tate, do not pick that flower, for you will kill the flower. Just like let that flower be and observe. Kevin Durant was walking through the garden. He was like, these flowers are tight, and just like grabbed them all.
Yeah, he's like, that's mine.
I want these flowers. And then he took them home. He put them in his vase, and they died a week later.
Yeah,
you should have left the flowers, Kevin.
Yeah,
leave the flowers. But the flowers are back because watching Steph Curry just go nuts and he's always had an ultra green light, but with this team, he's in a position where it's like, I have to do everything.
Yes.
Which it feeds on itself because then he starts making stupid shots and then he makes stupid shots and he's like, my ultra green light is somehow even greener. And it's a joy to watch. It is one of the great experiences to watch that man just go nuts.
It's a very playground basketball way to play, and that's why I've always enjoyed Steph because it just seems to build on top of each other. It seems to aggregate over time, and it gets more insane. And every single year it gets more insane. And you mentioned 2016 when he hit that shot. I was in San Diego. He hit the shot against the Thunder when he pulled up.
That was regular season, right?
That was regular season.
Just a regular season game, and everybody remembers that shot because the regular season mattered in 2016.
And also, the Warriors kind of owned that 10:30 Eastern slot, where people, when I was in college, we would watch the Warriors games because we were out anyway, and you'd watch Steph Curry, and it would be amazing. And then, over time, he's just gotten better and better and more poised over time. And I'm so happy for him that he had the moment. But then to have him and LeBron, who they hated each other at one point. I mean, they loved each other when it was the Witness era when he was at Davidson.
Yeah.
Then they had this weird kind of, oh, now my friend is my foe, and oh, you're not on my level. You better sit down, little one. That's basically what LeBron did to him in 2016.
Yep.
Then they had this awkward period of like, do we or don't we? And now they're just at this respect Magic Bird level where they're both just kind of like, I know you're great. I know I'm great. I know LeBron's recruiting staff. That's why I don't quite buy it.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. There's definitely ulterior.
But if you're LeBron, you know it's better for your blank. And in fact, I wish that this would have happened 3 years ago because then Steph Curry would be in Space Jam 2.
Yeah. Steph and Space Jam would have been
with
cool.
Klay together. That would make a lot more sense than Dame and Klay. Let's just be honest.
And then they do Space Jam 3, where it's like Steph and Klay are the stars.
Yes, and LeBron's
it's like a better movie.
He's like mad.
They do the spinoff of the spinoff.
Oh, and it's the trailer is them hitting a 3.
It's
Curry putting up 3. And everyone says 3's more than 2. Oh man, that would be
great.
bad. Basketball off the court for LeBron. Hate to see it.
Steph is boy, he's fun to watch. It's I don't know. I got nothing else to say about it.
It was just great for basketball.
It's great, and they get to play again though. That's the one part that sucked. Was like I wanted that game to be all or nothing. And
I think it should be 3 games in the play-in. I know we don't have the time for a 3-game series, but I like the idea of a 3-game series.
Yeah. Do you like the play? You like the play-in in general, even though your Hornets looked like ass and
I mean,
the Hornets weren't going to make the playoffs anyway, because if there's no play-in, they're out anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
That's what I was saying. The Hornets broke my heart on the Sunday when they lost to the Wizards, when they fell out of the 8th seed. That was, to me, that was the normal, now we're out of the playoffs. So I was already dead. And then we had this play-in game that was
a sliver of hope.
Exactly. And I hoped LaMelo was just going to come out and be great. And when he came out kind of sluggish, and Miles, he kind of had a great game. But at the end of the day, they're just young. They weren't ready for it. They wanted to be in the playoffs, not the play-in, and they mailed it in. So hate to see it.
And I guess that's. I wanted to shout out Andrew Wiggins, by the way. He was playing well.
He had a great game.
Warriors.
Isn't it wild that we don't talk about Andrew Wiggins being a #1 pick, and he goes up against LeBron? He had some great moments last night, 1-on-1 against LeBron. Hit a nice, couple turnarounds in his face, and everyone's like, Wiggins sucks.
Wiggins is.
Like, why does everyone have to make fun of Andrew Wiggins? I think he's pretty good at basketball.
I think Kwame Brown is leading this charge.
Yeah.
I think this is what Kwame Brown is doing. Is he's saying, everyone shut the hell up.
Seriously.
I really am very loosely paying attention to what's going on with Kwame Brown, but
it's incredible.
But that is that's my read on it, is that maybe he's leading this charge of like, Andrew Wiggins is not a bust. I remember I saw the video of Jalen talking to Stephen A. and Skip from way back in the day when Jalen was making the case that Kwame Brown is not a bust. He was like, he's getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. He's been in the league for 10 years. How are you a bust?
He had a 12-year career.
He had a 12-year. Like, that's not a bust. I feel that way about Andrew Wiggins. That like. Yeah, he's a bust in the way that people were saying he's supposed to be the next LeBron.
You wanted him to be LeBron, but that was never who he was.
But Andrew Wiggins is a
place.
very, very good basketball player.
And he's only getting better.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's how basketball works. You can get better over time.
The standards are preposterous for
They're
these
insane.
guys. They're absolutely insane. People think like Trae Young is not that good, and
people expect
I don't understand
you to have 50, 40, 90, also have like this great PER, to have this amazing efficiency level, and also win every game. You know what I mean? That's what the expectation is. So if you don't,
and then once you do that, it's like do it again.
Do it again. Yeah, do it more. Like Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple-double 4 of the last 5 seasons. Before he did it the first year, it had never happened before, and now we disregard it.
My dad would not shut up when I was growing up about Oscar Robertson averaging a triple. That was the single great. He would. I mean, he'd sit me down. He'd be like, "There are 2 things that have happened in the world of basketball
that'll never happen
matter.
Again. Yeah.
That'll never happen again." Pistol Pete, without a 3-point line, averaged 700 points a game. Yeah. It's true. Don't look it up, Mark.
Yeah, don't look it up.
The internet didn't exist yet, so he'd just say that to me. I'm like, 700? He's like, it's true. No 3-point line.
And what's crazy is he averaged 44 points per game at LSU. So, I mean, it's
with
pretty
no
close.
3-point line.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And the other thing was Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double over the course of an entire NBA season. That will never happen again. The fact that it did happen is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And then Russell Westbrook does it and now it's like, oh, well, it doesn't count.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Not impressive. Empty calories. That's what they say.
On and on and on.
Yeah.
And that's true of all the guys. So, yeah, bringing it back full circle, Andrew Wiggins is good.
He is good.
He's good. He's
Leave
not,
him alone.
Like, what else? I don't know. That would, boy. You wonder why guys, I don't know. That's a discussion for another day.
No, but you mentioned
like, it would be exhausting to be an NBA guy like that. To be an Andrew Wiggins. Be like, I'm pretty good. I don't know. I'm putting up decent numbers, but like, because I'm not what you want me to be, I'm a bust. I'm a loser. I suck. Granted, that doesn't mean we have to coddle every player. I mean, like,
no,
Anthony
but at the
Bennett,
same time, if Andrew Wiggins came in with no notoriety and he was Pascal Siakam, we'd say he's overachieving and that he's incredible and he has such a high ceiling and we can't wait to see what he turns into.
And a lot of this stuff,
yada, yada, yada.
the whole point is like a lot of this stuff has nothing to do with the players themselves. Andrew Wiggins did not select himself #1 overall.
No.
Andrew Wiggins did not come out and say,
it's
I am the next
preconceived narrative that's created around
LeBron James.
him. Yeah.
He did not say any of these things. He just existed as a player, did his best, put his hands on his hips at Kansas like that, and then got drafted #1, and then that was it.
And guess what? He was a kid. I don't blame the kid for the problem of an adult industry that brings him into it. So at the end of the day, when you look at Kwame Brown, I don't know this, we don't fact check this. I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, in my mind, he is the only #1 pick that didn't have a press conference after he was the #1 pick. You know why? Because Michael Jordan was on his team.
Yeah.
So the guy is a 17-year-old, gets picked by an organization now run by Michael Jordan,
right,
doesn't have a press conference, and is basically told, if you don't make an impact and help him win, you're a failure.
Yeah. And then was told some other things by Jordan along the way.
Of course. and then he goes on to have a 12-year career, helps Kobe during that weird period where he was trying to build himself back into the star of Los Angeles. Like he said, him and Kobe had 82 points together. He had 1 point. Kobe had 81 points. He had great footwork too. I mean, Kwame Brown was a good basketball player, and the fact that it's all a punchline, and the fact that he now can answer is the best part about media today.
I know.
Is because like, you can talk all that shit, but at the end of the day, someone else has a microphone.
Yeah.
And they can come right
I
back.
love it, dude. That was my. I haven't been paying super close attention to it.
It's hilarious.
But watching the saga unfold, that's what I feel like. I mean, you've been calling the guy a bust for 20 years.
He deserves it.
At some point, you're not if you're gonna keep kicking the dog, and the dog decides it wants to bite you back. Like, I don't think.
I mean,
I don't think I'm,
and look at the 2001 draft. I mean, the number 2 pick is Tyson Chandler. So you're basically saying like, oh, Tyson Chandler should have been the number 1 pick. Tyson Chandler took 6 years before he developed. If you want to say Eddie Curry should have been the number 1 pick, Eddie Curry, what was that? You know what I mean? So there wasn't like a number 1 pick in that draft. And if there was one, it was the 17-year-old phenom.
Yeah.
So it wasn't crazy that he got picked.
That's what the Kwame Brown situation, and then watching Andrew Wiggins for the Warriors, where I was like, I was told this guy the way people talked about him was like he's out of the league and he's worthless and all that. And I don't know. I mean, people, you know how NBA Twitter is. They love to suss out the contract and like, but actually, if you look at his production, he's not worth the. I don't care about all that. I care about can you play, and he can play. The guy can play. Yeah, that's all I care about.
I mean, he has mistakes. You see the moments, but who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Am I starting a franchise? If the aliens come down and I need 5 guys, am I picking him? I don't care. He can play. That's all I know.
I'm taking Giannis. Hey there, thanks for watching Titus and Tate. For the full friend of the program experience, subscribe right below and come join us for all things college basketball. The action is heating up. Come join Titus and Tate.